Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to this latest unseen video. Again, unplanned, but lots for us to talk about. Let's start with this. Shaquem has found this tweet from 10 years ago from AJ Lee. I think it's really interesting, to be honest. I really like it. AJ Lee says, I was a dreamer in the crowd at WrestleMania 20. At WrestleMania 30, I walked in and out as champion. I was one determined kid. Now, the reason why this caught my attention is because, of course, we've got her talking about WrestleMania 20, WrestleMania 30, and this year is WrestleMania 40. So it would be awesome. It just got me thinking about a WrestleMania moment that she could be a part of. So, you know, we could have like CM Punk in the ring just kind of saying like sorry to the fans one more time, and maybe saying like, to make it up to you, I've got a special guest, and then throws over to the entranceway. Down comes AJ Lee. AJ Lee's music hits. Out she comes down to the ring. We could have a real WrestleMania moment. It wouldn't require her to take any bumps. There would be no risks or anything. She would get to be at WrestleMania in front of the fans. It'd be a great way of getting CM Punk at least on the show. You know, I'm thinking this is the sort of thing we do. If you think about Snoop Dogg and The Miz last year, and like Shane McMahon coming down, like this isn't out of the realms of possibility, but it probably is me just wishful thinking, to be honest. Then we got this, look, Aja Smith, I think that's how you pronounce her name, and Jordynne Grace share photos that are a decade apart. I didn't know that Aja was a former wrestler. But she is, and they're look in the ring with Jordynne Grace. Jordynne Grace looking good, but doesn't seem to be as big as what she is now. Like, doesn't seem to have the muscle mass. It's hard to tell, but yeah, certainly feels like she's bigger now, stronger now. But these pictures 10 years apart, so awesome. Just thought that was really cool. This is fun as well. Trent, shout out to you. You might remember in yesterday's unseen video, I told you all about how Solo Sikoa had deactivated his X account because people had found old tweets where he just kept going on about how he hates math. Well, here you can see Hang 'em High have made this graphic saying who you got. Mathematics versus Solo Sikoa on SmackDown. It is good. It is really good. Trent, thank you. I don't know if we touched on this. Apologies if we did. I know we cover a lot in these unseen videos. But for those that haven't heard, Seth Rollins' Marvel debut has reportedly been taken out of Captain America Brave New World. So that really disappointing. Seth Rollins was going to be in the MCU. He was going to be in a Marvel film, but apparently that scene or scenes that he was involved in have not made it from editing. So heartbreaking. You don't have to have your heart broken, though, if you are a Cody Rhodes fan. Barry, shout out to you, giving us Cody's February schedule. So here you can see that he's going to be at SmackDown this week, of course, and he's going to be at SmackDown next week as well. So February 2nd, February 9th. That's interesting. Then he stays on Raw. We build towards Elimination Chamber. He will be at Elimination Chamber. But you can see he's on Raw each week. And he's doing all the house shows. I mean, full-time schedule right there. That's what a full-time schedule looks like these days for a WWE wrestler. But yeah, if you want to go to a show in February and you want to see Cody, that's the schedule that you need to work from. James Chadwick, shout out to you, bringing us some news from JR. Had cancer surgery this morning on my right hip. All went well. Thanks for your love and support. So obviously horrible news to hear that he's having to deal with such an issue, but great news that all went well. So JR there just giving us an update. Then I saw this graphic, and honestly, there was a few talking points here for me. So NXT proud to celebrate and honor Black History Month, of course. I think one of the big talking points is just how many exciting superstars there are on this image. You've got Oba Femi, you've got Trick Williams, you've got Kalani Jordan, you've got Carmelo Hayes. There's a lot. Like, we could go down a whole list of names there. So the future looks very bright. Another thing that stood out to me is Sol Ruka and Kiana James. I was surprised to see them involved here. So I don't know their backstories, but very interesting. And the other thing that stood out to me is, it might just be me, I couldn't find Gable Steveson. Like, Gable Steveson has been working dark matches, I believe, in WWE. But, not on this poster, unless he's just like, I'm just not seeing him. But I can see his brother at the very top in the center, but I couldn't see Gable Steveson. So I thought that was quite interesting as well. So I just wanted to include this. It's a great graphic. I just wanted to include this graphic. Information as well that Malachi flew his tattoo artist from Amsterdam to give Montez Ford a tattoo as a wedding gift. I think he wasted it. He could have had something cool. Instead, he went for his wife's face. So, and he's going to see that anyway. I think I would rather see something that I don't see on a regular basis, like maybe the Taj Mahal, or Stonehenge, maybe the Eiffel Tower. Instead, he's gone down a very romantic road, and he's chosen his wife's face. His wife, of course, being the EST, Bianca Belair. So all jokes aside, very, very cool, and just a bit of interesting information. Talking of Bianca and Montez, they were apparently late for the premiere of their new Hulu series because Bianca had to sew Montez's pants. There was a wardrobe malfunction and Bianca came to the rescue. So this came up as well. I was watching this earlier. It's a weird place to do the little interview. Asuka basically chatting to Kairi Sane, and they literally do the whole thing in this car. And it's fine. It's good. It's wholesome content. And we certainly need that at the moment. So you can check that out on Asuka's channel. Right, this is Shawn Michaels. Right now, we've got quite a bit to talk about with Shawn Michaels. He did a press conference, a media call for NXT Vengeance Day. Obviously, asked a lot about Vince and the allegations. Even got a bit personal to him as well. We're going to talk about that. That's all a little later. But this was interesting. He spoke about someone that he said he could see main eventing WrestleMania. Now, my first thought was either Carmelo, Trick, or Braun, right? Those are the names I thought. It wasn't. It was none of those. He was talking about Oba Femi. He said the guy speaks so well. He is so advanced, mature, so complete for his age. He really put over Oba Femi. So again, something to be aware of. This was cool. So this is courtesy of Wrestling World CC. Indi Hartwell sharing a throwback image of her creating posters when she was a fan. You can see she's created like a Daniel Bryan yes poster. I mean, I think that's her living room. She's really gone for it. They've set up a table. They've put a cloth on the table. I mean, if that was me, I'd be on the floor. But she's doing this proper, man. She's got the table. She's going to... I'd love to know what that sign is that she was working on. Was it another Daniel Bryan sign? Was it for someone different? I'd be interested to know. This is a fun fact. So Sportskeeda just letting us know that Liv Morgan and Natalya are the only two women now that have competed and completed, if that makes sense, all 7 WWE Women's Royal Rumbles. And you can see here Natalya saying, I am proud of us. I am proud of us. Then, wow, this is interesting. So I'm not worried about the AEW side. I'm focused on the WWE side. So WWE shop, just looking at shirts, Jey Uso had the top selling shirts and seemed to shift more merch than even CM Punk, Roman Reigns, or Cody Rhodes. Like, that Yeet shirt has done very, very well. Very well. Jey Uso topping this list is huge. And we watched the other day the crowd reaction to him as well. So there's a real groundswell around Jey Uso at the moment. So, yeah, WWE will be very aware of those numbers. Gunther asking, if not me, then who? Well, maybe Jey Uso, considering those numbers. But Sheamus responded once again, saying tick, tock, tick, tock. Sheamus has got his sights set on Gunther's IC title, which is really interesting because Gunther is actually on Raw. Last time we saw Sheamus, he was on SmackDown. So I don't know what will happen there, and we don't even know when he's coming back. But yeah, very interesting. Right, now, big shout out to Sean Ross Sapp here, because he was on the media call with Shawn Michaels, and as we said, there was a lot of stuff that got discussed. Here's a couple of bits which I thought were interesting. These aren't related to the allegations, right? So that's why I've put them in this part of the video. So Sean saying that Steve Fall asked about, was there interest in bringing in outside talent like Jordynne Grace in the Rumble? And Sean said it was something he never thought he was allowed. He said he's very excited about the possibility. That seems quite big to me. That seems quite big. So, I mean, look, he could ask and they could say, no, it was a one-time thing for the Rumble, right? So it might be a dead end. But who knows if we could get a little relationship going between NXT and TNA. I would love to see that. Again, Sean giving us info that Big Gold Belt asked about the call-up process. This is interesting. And making sure that talent would get over on the main roster. Michaels said, now we see more talent remaining who they were in NXT. The continuity and the acknowledgement of NXT really helps, in Sean's opinion. And that's true, isn't it? We did see a lot of people go from NXT to the main roster and have their music changed, have their names changed, have their ring gear changed. I mean, you know, Pete Dunne became Butch. Karrion Kross started wearing like kinky things. Like, it was very strange. We are seeing more consistency now with people going to the main roster being the same people they were in NXT. So I thought that was very interesting. Wanted to shout this out as well. So Big E has been working on a project. Bridges is available to watch now. There is a YouTube link in that tweet, and I'll put it in the description as well. So Bridges is live. You can watch our Heroes Rock animated short film Bridges on YouTube. Watch the Ruby Bridges story unfold like you've never seen before. Hashtag Black History Month. Kofi said, this is so amazing. I can't even begin to tell you how proud I am of this man. The amount of time, effort, and passion that E has put into this has been so inspiring, and now it's a reality. I'm so happy for you, E, and now the whole world will benefit from new and unique ways to learn. Let's expand. New and unique ways to learn. Here we go. About Black history. You did it. Look at that emoji. Ah, and Big E responded, thank you immensely, my brother. Oh, that was worth expanding, wasn't it? That was worth expanding. So, right, we've gone through that now. Yeah, this is blowing my mind. So, I thought this was a meme. I thought this was a joke. I don't think it is now. But the ratings are in for Tuesday night. Big Little Brawlers, again, outdrew Saturday's Collision. I don't know if this is just a meme that's gone to a whole different level. But Big Little Brawlers, 326,000 viewers. AEW Collision, 300,000 viewers. Big Little Brawlers is only 0.02 away from Rampage. Do we have a new number 2 North American wrestling company? I feel like this is a joke. I feel like this is a joke. I feel like this isn't accurate. I feel like this is a meme. This is a joke. But there are so many people like reporting this now. And now we've got this. Is this a made-up graphic? It says here, look, for the January 30th, 2024, P2, 326,000. Is this made up? I mean, I know the company's real, but... look, they're tagging in All Elite Botches, or AEW Neckbeards, Jobber Nation TV. How are they not running into crazy losses? Well, because if you've actually seen the roster, it's really good. It's really fun. I tweeted out a video of all of the micro wrestlers and their names and everything. It's really, really fun. If you get a chance to check that out, check that out. But I don't know if this is real or not. I need to dig into this a little bit more. But I wanted to see you one of the potential memes that's doing the rounds. Then we've got this. Becky did an online video kind of stream, and she spoke about her new book. And this is Seth basically saying that Becky wrote it all herself. Apparently, she took a year of writing courses to get ready to write the book. How amazing is that? So he's like, you know, she was a mom, she was a wife, she was a WWE superstar. She was doing these writing courses. There's no ghostwriter on this thing. She's written it all herself. There's limited signed copies. He said, I read it. It was fantastic. Of course he would say that. But I believe him as well. And yeah, amazing. So BeckyLynchBook.com if you want to get your hands on a copy of that. Right, now we need to talk about this, right? We need to talk about this. Let's click on this so that you can see this story unfold. I love this. We all make mistakes, right? WWE News Updates said Samantha Irvin, heart, right? And you can see that is not Samantha Irvin. That is Scarlett. Simple mistake, right? Quickly uploading, whatever, right? And you can see that Samantha jumped in and said it's the best picture I ever took. So she's trying to save the situation, right? Trying to help out. She could probably sense that this account is maybe by someone a bit younger in the WWE universe. And so she said it's the best picture I ever took, right? I doubt she took the picture. Scarlett doesn't feel that way. She just goes, OMG, ha ha ha. So she was just absolutely loving it. So yeah, and then I started seeing other people just like putting up pictures of like Rhea Ripley going, these Samantha Irvin pictures are out of control. So that slowly started to become a bit of a meme. So Brady, appreciate you tagging me in that as well, buds. Right, let's go, shall we, and have a look in the other folders. We've got, oh yeah, I feel like I've just got a lot of crispy wrestling posts here, right? Because I'm not the person to come to for WWE 2K24 content, right? What I will say is the game looks amazing. I don't know what the reviews are going to be, but we've been flooded with information, right? Loads of stuff has come out. I don't know if it was like embargoed to till today, but Jessica Carr said this is more than a bucket list item. This was possible because of you, the fans. You voiced what you wanted. Thank you for caring so much, being so passionate in what you wanted to see. So real refs in the game. There is Jessica Carr in the game. Fightful saying throwing weapons in 2K24 is going to rule. Boom! Bang! Wash! Wallop! So it does look fun, to be honest. It does look fun. Crispy Wrestling saying spectator cameras now whilst the matches are happening. Apparently you can even have this angle, yeah, for the Royal Rumble, which means you can actually watch like the people heading down to the ring during the Rumble. I don't know if you could do that before, but people seem to suggest you couldn't. This as well. So Blood Deej with a video here, just saying that blood is back and it pulls on the floor. Like the way the blood works is a lot more realistic. It stays on the floor. I think before it used to go to the floor and maybe disappear after a while. Now it stays there, and actually the more that drops, the bigger it gets on the floor, and it just stays there. So, it's getting amazing, isn't it? I remember WrestleFest. We didn't have any of this. Code Red off the middle rope, and Zelina said, I might have to pull this off. Graphics do look good, in all fairness. Boom. Love how the ropes and everything, like, whoa, looks really good. And then here, look, minus the small detail, Zelina comes out as Queen Zelina still. Zelina said, they know what's up. The forever first ever Queen of the Ring, baby. So she's saying, like, no problem. I've got no issue with them still calling me Queen. Right, we'll come to the McMahon stuff in a bit because, you know. Joe Gacy said, fun fact, I used to dumpster dive as a youth. Dijak responded to that and said, fun fact, shut up, B words. Joe Gacy said, call me what you will, I'll be a B word. You can still be T-bar. I just saw this exchange and I was like, yeah, man, I'm gonna add that to the unseen video. Talking of NXT, I don't know if this was shown or not. I'm leaning towards no. You might remember, actually, that Brinley asked Blade and Enofe to come up with 5 things that went well in their match, 5 things that didn't. I did not see this segment on this week's NXT. It might have been there. I may have missed it as I was doing certain bits and bobs during the watch-along. I didn't see it. I asked a few people. They didn't see it either. So I think this is actually unseen footage in this unseen episode, right? So basically she asks for 5 good things that went well in the match and 5 that didn't. I'm going to tell you what they said. So basically he said our gear looked good. We went toe-to-toe with 2 former champions. We had crazy energy. Malik's had a great frog splash, and Idris dropped a great elbow. So those were the 5 good things. The 2 bad things were we lost communication at the end and we lost. So he couldn't think of 5. He got 2. They were then confronted by Nathan and Axiom, and Brinley seemed to make this as a match. So I think we're going to get this as a match on next week's NXT. And I like the segment. I think it's good. I actually think I would like to see more superstars that struggle, like trying to work out where they're struggling, make improvements, and then move forwards. It's all right losing matches. Everyone loses matches. But how can you learn from that and then move forward? So I would love to see some obvious go wrong in a match for Idris and Blade. I'd then like to see them discuss it, fix it, and then that never go wrong again. And then they keep improving. And before you know it, they're just beasts. They're just like killing the tag division. And we've been on that journey with them. I think that would be so good. I think that'd be so good. Right, and then we've got Bayley. Oh, look at this. I've got a bit here. So, obviously, we know Paramore for Mania. This is a Bayley campaign. She wants Paramore at WrestleMania. And Jesus created this. Look at this. It's a brilliant graphic. It's obviously in the Paramore style. I was very impressed with it. I wanted to include that. And apparently Bayley actually had on her ring gear some Paramore lyrics. So, and you can just sort of see them written there. And again, Bayley saw this comment and put hashtag Paramore for Mania. She's desperate. She's desperately using her platform to get Paramore at WrestleMania. Now, you can see that Paramore for Mania, this person found a picture of Hayley, the lead singer of Paramore, and Bayley when they met, right? And again, hashtag Paramore for Mania, right? So we've got this picture. What some menace decided to do was this. I mean, it's uncalled for, to be honest. We all know that Bayley didn't like this character model from 2K24. We've been talking about it on recent Unseen episodes. So that's, you know, that's a menace right there. That's a real troublemaker that's created this graphic. So there we go. Just a bit of fun playing out online. Iyo said damage control is about to get more powerful. Edward tagged me in this, and there was a few people thinking it might mean Julia coming in from Stardom, and it could mean, you know, Mercedes, but that's obviously very highly unlikely. For me personally, I think Iyo just means that Bayley is going to challenge Rhea and she's going to win the title, and then that means both of the women's world champions will be in damage control, and also they will have the women's tag titles as well. They will have all of the main roster women's championships. So I think she's just referring to that. Obviously, we expect Bayley to actually challenge Iyo, but Iyo, the character, wouldn't know that at this stage. And look at this as well. Iyo's character model looks absolutely amazing. I did tweet out, I think 2K are playing a part here in desperately trying to split up damage control, because they have created this character model for Iyo, and for Bayley, they created that. That's what Bayley got. They did her dirty, man. They did her dirty. Bayley's entrance, and they did Bayley dirty, said Crispy Wrestling. So Bayley coming out. Bayley actually responded to this though. Hashtag Bayley is hot. So even though Bayley's character model, the hair I think is the issue, everything else looks great. I think it's the hair. Bayley still says Bayley is hot. So she was concerned with it. I suppose there's not a great deal they could do now, although I'm sure they could maybe put a patch out or something. I don't know. But Bayley's just going with it now. Bayley is hot. Bayley's moved on to just trying to get Paramore. That's what she's moved on to. This was interesting from Kayla. So Kayla said, I was trying to prioritize my personal life more this year. I downloaded a dating app called Bumble. I was matched with some cool peeps, but then I got banned. Apparently people reported my profile as fake and I was kicked out. Could you imagine that? That's such an amazing story. She went onto a dating app as herself, as Kayla Braxton, and a load of people went, nah, Kayla wouldn't do that. Reported her as fake when she was real, and she got banned. That is an amazing story. That is amazing. Bumble replied, oh no, we're sorry about that. Please DM us. We'll have you back up and buzzing in no time. So I think she replied with, it's too late to apologize. It's too late to apologize. Amazing. And then just another little fact tip, if you will, from Kayla saying, dear men, posting a picture of you holding a dead fish in your dating profile. Like, do you want to get laid or nah? So little tip there for Kayla. Probably avoid the dead fish in the dating profile approach. So certainly not what she's looking for. Not that she's on Bumble now anyway. She got removed. Right, let's go into this McMahon one, because there's obviously just lots of stuff coming through. So this was the big one today, of course. The lawyer for John Laurinaitis, the co-defendant in the sex trafficking suit brought against Vince McMahon last week, says he's a victim of McMahon. Just like the plaintiff, Janelle Grant, the truth will come out. This is really divided opinion. Of course, not what was expected. I really thought he was going to come out and deny the allegations along with Vince, because that's what Vince did. Instead, he's coming out saying, I'm a victim as well. You can imagine how that's gone down on social media, but wow. I mean, like, really does not look... I mean, it didn't look good for Vince anyway. But now, like, if that's the approach, that's the stance that John's going to take, saying, like, this happened, but I'm a victim, right, of it, then I just don't know what Vince is going to do from here. I really, really don't. I really don't know how Vince's defense lawyers are going to get him out of this one. Because they can try and settle, but I don't know that a settlement is going to be accepted. Because everything that Janelle is saying is that she wants to blow the doors open. She wants women to feel empowered, and she wants more people to come forwards. So if she doesn't go to court now and takes a load of money, that might not look great. That might not look great. It doesn't really marry up with what she's saying. So I don't know. I really don't know how this is going to progress. I'm sure Vince would like to settle. I don't think that's what's motivating Janelle, to be honest. So, one to keep an eye on. Then we had Shawn. He got asked about the protections that were in place, and he says you can always improve on that. But look, it's an incredibly sad situation. As everyone knows, I've got nothing to do, and gladly so. Let's go back to here we go. But as everyone knows, I've got nothing to do, and gladly so, with the corporate stuff that goes on. I have a focus on NXT, the young men and women that come through these doors, and I think we foster a safe and supportive atmosphere down here. I know that they reinstated and upgraded I think in 2022, some of those regulations and whatnot. But look, we're always conscious of that. And one thing that I do, it's incredibly important to support the talent, give them a safe working environment. I like to think we do that, absolutely. But look, we will always continue to be better about that. I'm very glad to say that I think we do a really fantastic job down here. So those were some of the comments that Shawn made. And this was interesting from Seth. So Seth sent a message to Cody saying, while the old guard crumbles, we have the chance to usher in a new era. You've built your empire by blazing trails. Why stop now? So he's trying to convince Cody to come after his belt, right? I just thought this line of while the old guard crumbles, I think he might be referring to Roman Reigns, but in the current environment with the Vince allegations, Vince being removed and all the noise, I don't know that that's the right wording that I would have used, because that does make me think of Vince. While the old guard crumbles, we have the chance to usher in a new era. No one is going to be down on that as a statement. The only problem is no one's going to want to see it used in a storyline, and that's what this is. You know, Seth and Cody, this is a storyline. This is a story. This, you know, I don't know. I wasn't a fan of this tweet, to be honest. I know that he may not have intended it that way. I just think, I mean, I'm showing you all the noise. Well, not even all the noise, just some of the noise. It's just constant. This as well was something Shawn was asked about Brutus Beefcake. So Brutus Beefcake made some comments years ago about how the Rockers would H-bomb girls, get them back to their hotel, and then have their way with them. Now, H-bombing, I believe, is like a drug that knocks you out, basically. And so, like, you know, he was alleging that the Rockers were knocking out girls and then basically taking them back to their rooms. So Shawn got asked this. So this is when we said earlier, Shawn got asked like a specific thing. I've never shied away from the stupid stuff I did in the past. If you go back and ask Brutus Beefcake, he'll tell you, one, he never saw any of that actually happen. And again, wrestling stories. He's also retracted that after saying it. I can say this. I've had a lot of struggles in my life, and I don't know how to say this without sounding shameful. But being with a lady was not something Shawn Michaels had a difficult time doing. I've never been in a situation where it was not consensual in any way, shape, or form. I've never taken advantage of someone in that respect. I think that's a really good answer. He's been very clear there on a very difficult question. Very, very difficult question. So I think the wording of that was very good. personally. Bella Banjaria, the chief content officer of Netflix, was asked if there was any concerns about Vince and with WWE coming to Netflix in 2025. Very simple. He's gone. So he's not there. He's gone. Right? So she made it very clear what he's gone means. He's gone. That means he's not there. He's gone. Have we got this message out now? He's not there. He's not involved. He's gone. I think he is still the largest shareholder, like independent shareholder. I think he's got like an 11% stake in the company, but actually, you know, being involved other than that, you know, he's gone. So Netflix making it very clear they're comfortable. Vince is no longer around. But make no mistake about it. If Vince was still involved, that Netflix deal could be over, could have been done before it even got going. Brock, so we should expect to see Brock Lesnar downplayed, if not outright removed, as he was in the Supercard game, as much as possible going forward by 2K and other licenses. So PW Insider, I don't know if they've got news on that and they've actually heard that as a fact or if they're speculating, but it was announced earlier by, and shout out to Alex for letting me know, that Supercard removed Brock from their game. 2K removed Brock. That would definitely make you think that Brock is coming out of the digital copies of 2K24, clearly not the physical ones, or at least I don't believe they can do that. But yeah, so we're seeing some movement here. Brock being removed from the mobile Supercard game today. And then the final thing we got is Shawn just talking about the Vince allegations. So everyone is aware of the situation and they understand it. It's a sad situation. I can sit here and say it sucks, but we've always, and I've mentioned it to you in the past, we take that very seriously. I think mixed reaction on Shawn's comments. Certainly reaction that seemed to be more positive than the Triple H comments from the Royal Rumble press conference. So these were more positive, but there were still plenty of people saying that he didn't, you know, go far enough. But he can't. He can't. This is a legal matter. I don't know. I don't. Maybe if he'd have said it's a legal matter, I can't talk on it. I don't know if that would have made any difference, but either way, that was another big talking point today. So much stuff once again. I think this might even be our longest unseen video. So, but don't forget, there are always timestamps, right? So you don't have to watch it all. You can just jump to the bits you want to jump to down in the description. I hope you found this useful. A real roundup of everything that's going on online today. A few little unseen pictures and some footage as well. So a big thank you for all of the support. We will have another one of these after SmackDown, and that will have full reaction. Of course, we've got Cody and Roman confronting each other on SmackDown. Should be a very spicy segment. Can't wait to see how that plays out. And we'll have another unseen video for you following SmackDown tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.